Welcome to Stocking the Pantry with Hal. It's a series of videos, articles, and my ramblings produced in cooperation with the Point Defiance Ruston Senior Center. Our goal is to provide information and resources to help everyone to be better prepared and reduce food waste. So let's get started. Today we're going to be doing another kind of refrigerator pickle. At least when I'm recording this, we're moving into the growing season when I've been able to harvest a little out of my garden to start with. But the one that we're going to do today is called Name Your Own. And basically it's just taking whatever odds and ends you have in vegetables, creating a nice spiced brine, adding other spices, and then making it a refrigerator pickle. Now, the nice thing about refrigerator pickles is you have a lot more freedom in what you can add and also the ratio of the vinegar to the water. So this one today, the brine that we're going to be using is a 2-to-1, twice as much water as vinegar, which is not usually one that you'd be doing with a shelf-stable product. You're going to be closer to a 1-to-1. So 50% vinegar, 50% water. But like I said, because it's refrigerated, you have more freedom, but you still want to follow a certified recipe, one that's been tested and comes from a reliable source. So one of the things I enjoy about this brine is we actually had simmered the cloves of garlic in the water for about 5 minutes. So the water is already infused with that nice garlic flavor. And we're going to be doing just 1 pint today. That's the nice thing about this recipe, is that it's all by the jar. So I'm going to go ahead and add the water and then the vinegar and the salt and start it heating before we talk about the other ingredients. So the next main ingredient are the spices, and they get added right to the jar after we put the vegetables in, then the brine goes over it. So we start with a little dill weed, mustard seeds, celery seed, peppercorns, cardamom, and garlic. And I always like to add a whole pepper. It calls for either pepper flakes or a whole pepper. You can use either, but I like the pepper because I can pull it out and everything still has that pepper flavor, but I'm not going to accidentally bite into the pepper and get a lot more than what I'd like. Other ingredients then are going to be the vegetables. And so you can pick whatever's available and what's tasty. Like regular pickling cucumbers are not in season yet, but these cucumbers work quite well. These are some baby carrots from a neighbor's garden. She's got those already. These are some snow peas out of my garden. And then some beans that I got, and some cauliflower to fill in the spaces and add a little additional color. So we'll see if the brine is hot yet. And so as I mentioned, the beautiful thing about this recipe is you can do as many jars as you like, just scaling up or down the recipe. You can use the fruits or use the vegetables that are available to you. So I'm going to start with some of the longer pieces. And I'm not trying to make like a work of art out of it, but I do want to spread the colors around. And I like to pick the jars up, and so it's a lot easier for things to be put in. And every now and then, Throw in some cauliflower for added color. If I'd had a red pepper or two handy, I could have cut that up into strips. And you want to get everything shoved in here so they're compact, but they're not so tight that you'll be unable to pull everything out easily. But if you get them in there kind of firmly, then they're not going to float above the liquid. They're going to stay down with that headroom, and we're going for about a 1/2 inch. We're going to fill up to that area. Well, that one's being a little troublesome. There we go. And then you want to put in the spices. So first, a little celery seed. Then a little dill weed, fresh dill. I've got some growing in my garden, and to be quite honest, I refuse to pay those prices for the little tiny package when I know I've got some coming. So dill weed, celery seed, all those great spices. And then the one small dried pepper. And then we're going to scoop up those 2 cloves of garlic and get them into it. Almost exactly the right amount. Maybe just a tiny bit more. And there we go. And I leave it for a little while, let it come down to room temperature, and then put it in the refrigerator. And I like to leave them for about a week, so we have time for all the flavors to get in there. But you can see it's a beautiful, colorful assortment. So this is the first in a series of about 4 different programs on different kinds of pickles. And so there will be links that you can go to where we talk more about brine and the types of brine, but also talk about the different ways of making pickles. The refrigerator fast pickles, the acid-added canned pickles, relishes, and then a little bit about fermentation, talking about and demonstrating setting up for make some sauerkraut. Thank you for sharing this time with us. If you'd like more information about the Center for Food Preservation Arts, including more recipes, check out our website at preservefoods.blogspot.com and follow us on Facebook so you get notifications of upcoming articles, videos, and events. And we hope to see you back here for our next virtual canning party.